I have to message him back because he wrote back to me and he said some shit to me on my video because I wrote back to him and I told him, I was like, hey, you know you could do this. And then he told me something else that I can do, but I gotta read it. So now I'm gonna tell him a easy way for the food to not spoil, the frozen food to not spoil quick when you order them, is to put the um the AC vent on the wall here and just throw the all the cold food on this, and it will stop the food from rotting and it will reset the timer. And I bet you nobody has thought about this idea. But I'm almost done doing the wall.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean when you ask them that
You know the storage unit
uh,
where I have all the frozen food in.
uh-huh.
So when I'm live streaming right now on on YouTube,
Oh,
if you want to see it, so you can see how it looks. But make sure you save the equalizer on Tubi. Oh, this bitch scared the shit out of me.
oh.
The fucking employers that are working.
Attention shoppers, the hypermarket will be closing soon. Please proceed to the checkout areas. Thank you for shopping with us.
So yeah, so I build another wall, and I just gotta, because I did it with this one too, and I'm doing another wall. So that's mainly what I'm doing, is building more wall, to add, to have room for the rest of the stuff. Because remember, the more I go further on the game, the more I'm able to unlock things. So once I reach up to level 40, I will have lamps and all that stuff, and there will be more food and then pets and all this crazy shit.
Oh, okay.
So I want to be able to make sure that I have other stuff already said and done. I'm almost close to unlocking level 60.
Um, and you're still playing the people that play.
Uh-huh. They're stocking up the stuff right now. I was only able to get you know those wipes that are like $1.29. That was the only thing I was able to afford to get. I did pick up the rest of my wig stuff,
Uh-huh.
and after that, damn, I lost track of time. After that, what is it? I told my mom that when she gets back, then we can go to the market so I could use my solo market cash on my on the WIC card because they gave me WIC. There's another WIC card from a different program, but it's through WIC. So I can get like fresh fruits, vegetables, and all that stuff at my sister's school at Common Ground. Because I told her that I'm tired of going to the one on Dixwell because they barely have shit. But at my sister's school at Common Ground, they have a lot of stuff. And I want to be able to get fresh honey.
Did you was the same thing like I did for high school?
Well, some of them do go, some of the people that's there, they do go on Dixwell from Common Ground. Like everyone that does the stuff from Common Ground, for you know what I'm talking about, where we always go and pick up fruits and vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right there by the library. They do it at Common Ground, and then they do it at other different locations, and then they do it in downtown on the Green. So, I told my mother that when she comes back, that I want to go out there and to my sister's school and use up all the stuff that's there. Because I told her that I need to start getting the ingredients so I could start making sofrito and start selling them.
Yeah.
And I already got permission from the leasing office, the landlord. She said that I'm fine with putting flyers on by the window, but I have to have her sign it. Like it's me doing it, but I have to have her sign it because if I put a flyer on, I without her signature giving me consent that I'm allowed to put it on the bulletin board and on the windows and on the elevators. I won't I won't get in trouble for soliciting
Yeah.
or loitering.
As you said it like the first time.
That's the same thing, right?
No.
Well,
Loitering is
stop.
hanging around.
Mm. And you know, the thing about the game here, the number goes up and now it's down to 284 and then it goes up. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Okay. That's
It's just weird because I'm trying to figure out what am I doing wrong. Oh no, I'm not giving you all my 80,000. You fucking crazy.
do it.
No.
Don't need
Yeah.
it.
Yes, I do.
Or
So I can unlock the shirts.
um, well, I don't know what to tell you about that.
And you know what's the crazy part? I tested out the computer to move it to the other end where the door is at. When you order things, it only drops right in the first entrance of the door. And that's stupid. They need to fix that. Wherever you move the computer at and you make an order, it drops right there at the other door. Not at one door. You want Baba? Yeah, where's Baba? All right, just wait.
We still have to travel all the way down to get all your boxes.
Yep.
Is that cool? But then that tells you where your main entrance is at.
Yep.
It's just gonna take the workers longer to go from one end of the store all the way down to the other end of the store once you expanded it enough.
No, what they do is they split up and they do their own shit. That's what they do. Usually, if the other one's already stocked up because of me, then they all do one that is to be done. But I already restocked a lot of stuff. Legend, go lay down. I'll get your baba.
A sniper smiling face with smiling eyes. Store level
Store level
upgraded.
upgraded.
Thank you for
Thank you for
shopping with
shopping with
us.
us.
Did you find me on the street? Okay, leveled up, so now I can be able to get the other shit. It has Roger Plays Game Special Edition Tea, Vibrant Green Tea, Phantom Special Edition T-shirt.
Just like your other shirts, they're gonna fell off your shelf.
Well, what you want me to do? What you expect me to do
What do you mean?
with the shirts?
You could set them up the same way you had there. You got the other shirts.
Yeah, but the wide frame display rack is too much.
Yeah, so
It takes too much space.
You have your other shirts, but they're gonna be flying off the shelves like your other shirts.
And then the way we have the shirts piled up like this is a lot better because I don't have to keep consistently ordering more shirts.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is buying one box. And then I'm just going to order a whole bunch of them. And I'm just going to let them deal with it. I'm not doing nothing. They work for me. I'm paying them $270 every day.
Yep.
Attention shoppers.
So they're
The
becoming
hypermarket will
rich
be
because of me.
closing soon. Please proceed to the checkout areas. Thank you for shopping with
Don't you
us.
wish I was your boss and paid you $270 every day? In this fucking game. It would have been cool if they would have fixed the color imaging of the shirts and put it exactly how it looks in the computer.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that.
Alright. Market price for the Phantom Special, the market price for this is $42.99.
$42.99.
Yeah. The Roger Plays market price is $35.99, and the Vibrant Green Tea is $30.99.
Oh,
There you go. Now they can go and work on the damn shirt on my job. It would have been cool if they add like apple, bananas, grapes, and stuff. I would have had that set up right in the front of the market. And then like plant decoration to decorate the outside. It would have been cool.
can't you do that once you get far enough in the game?
I don't know. I have to watch the guy's video to see how far he got.
The loading screen shows that you can. When it's loading, there's like decorations and stuff outside. Well, that's not confusing the other game that you showed
No,
me,
it's
the decorations you put.
no, that's the other one. But this one, I don't think it does it. Because if it did, it would have been added onto this. But it doesn't. It just have the storage rack and the stuff to place stuff down on it, the wall, the air conditioner, the checkout machine, the cooler, the refrigerator, the clothes rack. That's about it. And then this only expands to level 9, and that's about it. It doesn't expand after that.
Is your
I can't wait to do the pet and the perfect essential.
is your um freezer fully stocked up?
No, no, it half, like one section of it is done. It's not fully stacked up, but it's getting there.
And you still have the other side that's fully stacked.
Yeah, they both are starting to look that way. Hell yeah, this hallway is still stacked. It looks just like the refrigerator. It's crazy.
And you finish moving everything to the storage room?
Yeah, we both did that already. The only thing we have to do is go through the storages to see which one needs to be stacked up, and that's it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you do that when you get back.
Alright. And you have no payments coming up.
Huh?
So you have no appointments coming up?
I don't think so. I don't think I do have any appointments coming up, but I'm gonna check if I do.
Okay. Hopefully, everything will be good. Did, aside from your aunt not going, did something happen?
Huh?
Huh?
What you said?
So aside from your aunt not going, did something happen?
Just put it this way. My aunt's husband is going through the same issue with what happened to my great grandmother. My great grandmother caught an infection on her leg. Not sure how that happened, and it leaded up to them cutting her leg. And then when they cut her leg, I guess I don't know how long ago she was healing, that the infection gotten worse to the point that it spread and it killed her. So now, go. I'm back. So it leaded up to my aunt was supposed to come,
Uh-huh.
but when he went, he got some shit cut off on him and everything like that. And now it gotten worse to the point that the infection spread. So and he's getting sick from it and he's getting a lot of pain from it. So now it's gonna cause him to lose half his leg.
Okay.
But the thing is, since the infection spread and it got worse to his leg, there's a possibility that the infection spread somewhere else in his body. So he's fighting for his life. So now he has this machine that's connected inside his body. The tube is connected to his body, so he has to carry the machine with him so he can breathe. And now that he has this infection and the infection spread, he's in life threatening right now. So that's causing my aunt not to leave Meriden, because if she leaves, something could happen. What if she leaves and then he wind up in the hospital
Yeah.
and he's fighting for his life and she's not there?
Makes sense.
So my aunt let my mom know and everything. So my mom was like, tell Greg to be here Saturday morning, um, early in the morning, so that when he comes here, he could rest a little more. And then when it's time for us to leave, we leave. And I was like, all right.
Alright, but she's
Cause
asking.
she said that you could come Friday if you want, or you want to wait till Saturday early in the morning to her house. So she said you can come to her house Friday if you want.
Yeah, but she's asking.
But that's the situation that's going on. He's going through what my grandmother's mother went through, and that's how she died. The infection spread, and the infection spread to her leg. They chopped it off, but the doctor ran blood on her and everything, and in the blood work showed that the infection spread more, that certain things in her body started shutting down, and she didn't have much to live, and that it was already too late. There's no reversing the infection. The infection already went. So that's basically what he's going through. He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna have within a month. I'll give it a month and a half for him. I already know he's not gonna make it. Once you have an infection like that, you don't have much. It would have been if the doctors would have caught the infection on time and gave him antibiotic and treatments and stuff like that and removed the infection on the tissue, he would have been feeling a lot better. But because the infection spread and other condition is happening to him, and now he's having issues with his breathing. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, I was just asking if something happened because I thought the trip was going to be next month, and now it's this week. So that's why I said,
Well, I'll talk to my mom and double check, but she said this Saturday, and I'm like, whatever, because she was supposed to leave on the second. I mean, on the
yeah,
first. When
that's
is?
what I was told. That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
that's what she told me, but because what the situation is happening, I guess. Yeah.
Uh, alright. Well, if you do find out from her, before then, let me know, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check with her and see um if she's leaving on the first.
Yeah.
What did you say? And if she say yes, then that means that she wants you to stay there for a few days and then till Monday.
What?
No, I'm saying that if she says, yeah, we're leaving on Monday, but I'm gonna have Greg stay here.
Leaving Monday or Saturday?
Uh, Um, she said, no, we're gonna be leaving Saturday. Da, 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 da. I'm like, but didn't you say you're gonna leave on the first?
That's what your mom said? That she was leaving Saturday? Oh?
Huh?
You said that your mom said she was leaving Saturday?
No, I was saying that if my mom said that no, I want him to come because we're gonna be leaving Saturday afternoon or Saturday night, then I would tell you, okay, yeah. You're gonna have to come early in the morning on Saturday. But if she says no, I just want him to spend the night so that when Monday comes, we all set and ready to go. And I'll be like, okay, I'll let him know that you basically want him to come on Saturday and spend the remaining 3 days with you. And then Monday comes, y'all be out that door. So I got a letter, and it's the appointment for my son's blood work. And it says, hematology treats hematologist treats all kind of blood disease. You may see a hematologist if your primary care provider recommends you to see a specialist because your blood test shows abnormal blood cell count or coagulation levels. And that's what they said, that Ricky has an abnormal blood cell count that is shown in his blood. And it says hematology is a specialist internal medicine that studies blood forming organs. A blood related disorder, hematologists diagnose, treat, and prevent disease of the blood, bone marrow, and lymphatic vascular immunologic system.
Okay.
So they work with red blood cells, white blood cells, plates, and plasma. I didn't know we have white blood cells and plates. I know about plasma.
Yeah.
And it says it covers wide range condition, both beginning with non-concern and non-cancerous and cancerous. Blood clot, blood cancers, bleeding disorder, leukemia, lymphoma, bone marrow, lymphatic. Oh my God, I gotta stop reading this because now I'm gonna start. Now I'm even more scared. They found something in my son's blood. I have to call Monday to set up the appointment because they just send me the paper. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna go right on my Facebook and I'm gonna be like, please pray for my son. They found something in my son's blood. They stated to me that they found an abnormal blood cells in my son's blood. And now he has to see this type of doctor And the stuff that I'm reading about what these type of doctors do and treat is freaking me out, scaring me, and making me feel very emotional. So now my brain is just like, please let it not be blood cancer. Please let it not be leukemia. Please let it not be nothing that is life-threatening. Because I'm going to cry. And I'm not going to be myself. Then I'm going to have to create a GoFundMe because I don't have the money and the insurance is not going to cover all that. Those kind of treatment. Like, you know, that shit's fucking crazy. I don't know what's going on. I just hope it's not life-threatening. I hope it's just something simple that's easy to cure and my son will be good. If it's life-threatening, then they definitely going to treat it, do all this stuff, and they will tell me how long my son has to live. And I don't want to go through that. I don't. Because then I'm not going to be myself. I'm going to relapse, and my mom's going to be pissed, and she'll be like, why are you smoking? Leave me the fuck alone. I'm sorry, but leave me the fuck alone. Because right now, let me smoke, let me drink, let me do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm a grown-ass person. But right now, I need to smoke and I need to drink because the situation that's going on with my child, I am not doing okay. So please, don't tell me what I can and cannot do. Let me smoke. Let me do whatever I want. Just let me be. Because I really don't want to be pissed the F off.
Makes sense.
I'm telling you, like, she's going to have to understand. When my stepdad committed suicide and he ended his life, that made me relapse. And I smoked 4 packs of cigarette a day. So imagine me hearing a bad news about my child and he has, and whatever they found on his blood is life threatening. And then I have to sit here and be like, okay, so how long does my child have? Like, I want to know now, how long does my child have to live? You know how hurtful this will be. Then I have to set up a court date to break the news to my son's father. And then let these people know straight up that I want to spend the remaining of this with my child. That's it. My son is not going to be here. And then I'm going to be like, I already created a GoFundMe to raise money for my child. Then I'm going to I'm going to talk to one of the family services or the clerk office to see that I'm going to, regarding my son's medical and about his cremation and all this stuff. I'm not burying my son. From what I heard and what I found out was that if you bury somebody, you trap in their soul. If you cremate a body, you're taking the soul with you of the person. And when you set that soul free, wherever you want to let the soul set free, you let it set there. Usually the soul will be wandering around with you. Like, you don't have it trapped. But if you buried a body in underground 6 feet under, you're basically trapping it with the devil. And that's something that people don't understand because it's a number 6. You bury somebody 6 feet under, you're giving your family life, soul, and body to the devil. Cremating somebody's body, you're not putting harm to them. And once you collect their ashes, you're collecting everything of them, their soul, their body, everything. You're collecting everything of them. You're keeping it with you. So you're carrying their spirits and their spirit with you because you don't want the spirit to be trapped underground. Because you know what they say, the devil lives on the bottom, on the ground. So and a lot of people don't realize that. And I'm like, and I'm over here like, do you guys understand how, where God sent, how did God send the devil 6 feet under? Yeah, underground. And everyone that passed away, how they're buried? 6 feet under. Exactly. So your loved one, you just gave your loved one's soul and body to the devil. You just gave them to the devil. You literally gave God, you gave the devil your family. So now you have your family trapped with him.
Uh,
I I always pray and always think in my mind that my stepdad is not down there. They buried my stepdad, and I wish they didn't bury him. I rather had him cremated, and my sister could have split his ashes with her other sister and stuff like that, because his soul would have stayed around on the earth, on earth. His spirit would have been roaming around this earth and everything, because you know what? You're in heaven, put it that way. Heaven is it's like if you bury somebody 6 feet under, you're sending them to hell. But if you cremate them and you're having them with me, you have them with you. You have your spirit roaming, so you have the spirit in heaven. That's what I think. I thought about that too, and I'm just like, why do they call it 6 feet under? Why do they bury people's bodies 6 feet under? And the devil's marking is 6. The devil's time is 3. You know? Like, it makes sense. It makes very obvious sense. So that means that everyone that has been buried 6 feet under has been given to the devil. Those that has been cremated and their spirits is roaming in this world, in this earth, is in heaven. They're in heaven. I would never bury my kids 6 feet under. I can't. I will be sitting there thinking that my child is trapped. I can't. My child's body decomposing, bugs eating it. I don't want anything to be eating my child's flesh
yeah.
at all. Like, if people see demonic movies and stuff, they will see all this crazy stuff. Like, if you put everything together, you will know. Like, and people say that it's a sin. It's a sin to bury somebody. It's not a sin to cremate somebody, because you're protecting the soul and you're giving the soul a chance to still roam in this world. Because when we die, those spirits will come back and reincarnate. But if a body is being buried, that body might not reincarnate. I want to reincarnate. If I'm gonna die, I want to make sure somebody cremate me.
Yeah.
Same thing with my kids. If my kids die, they're getting cremated, and I'm keeping my babies with me. I wouldn't want my kids buried 6 feet under for what? So they can be trapped? No, I don't want my kids to be trapped and their bodies decomposing and bugs are eating it, and the only thing you're going to be seeing is their bones. That right there is their spirit. Their bone is the spirit. Our spirit is attached to our bone. Like, no, I'd rather have me and my children get cremated, because I know for a fact that our spirit, our soul is going to be roaming in this world. And then when the afterlife happen, we will reincarnate again. That's why I always say I believe in reincarnation. I believe in those that has been cremated. Those are going to be the main ones that are going to be reincarnated in this world. Come back to life first before those that are buried. I don't trust that shit. I would never trap my child's body, spirits, and flesh underground. Like, no, I can't do that to my kids. It's trapping my babies in the no. I'm telling you, I will write a will. My ashes and everything, I will write a will, and I will make sure who's gonna have my ashes. And I will write a will making sure that my children does not get buried, that they get cremated and their ashes will be mixed with my ashes. I want my children's ashes mixed with my ashes. I want to make sure that our ashes are together, not separated. Because my kids don't deserve to be separated by their own mother. I want to make sure that my kids are with me. I'm going to go fuck. I'm telling you. I want my kids' ashes with mine. Put that shit in the same vial. I'll get a big vial. Put that shit in there.
So we'll have to have them. You know, humongous faith.
Yep, it's gonna be a big vase, and it's gonna have mine and my children's name on it.
Yeah.
And I will get it customized. It will have mine and my children's face on it, our date of birth, and the day we pass. But I'm gonna leave it blank so that whoever I'm gonna leave the cremation to, they have to make sure that they get that labeled and done. And it's gonna be paid off completely, like paid off. That's what I'm gonna write on my will. And I'm gonna make sure I get papers from court to make sure that no one buries any of my children. That my kids get cremated. Nobody's not keeping my kids' cremation. That is gonna stay with me.
Okay.
I'm telling you. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, in my honest opinion, I feel like, because I think that if those that are being buried are being sent to hell, those that are being cremated are being kept in this world to get reincarnated, basically heaven. Because it says that God sent the devil to hell, and that devil is buried under. And where's everybody buried at? I'm telling you. I can't wait till my mom find the Bible. My mom has the Pope Bible, the yellow one. That Bible is from the Pope, and the Pope that my family know, he passed away, and he's family to all of us. He passed that yellow Bible. That yellow Bible has the whole entire truth, and it even talks about reincarnation, people getting buried, and all this stuff, heaven and hell. It has all the different type of demonic exorcism, church music on it. It has everything. The Pope Bible, that Bible, my mom has it in the house, but it's well hidden. I told my mom that I want to have, because she passed, the cross that I have here was passed on to a Pope. The Pope that's friends, and that's, I think, related or friends with my family, passed it on to one of my family back in the days. Then it got to my grandmother. Then my grandmother, which is my mom's mom, she gave it to my mom, and my mom gave it to me. I'm the one who has the real cross in my house. And I have to buy it looks like a Bible, but it has a cross in the front. And I have to get that. And I have to take it down and put it in there for protection. I have to order that on Amazon for my cross. My mom has one too, but hello,
I was saying,
what was that noise?
you know,
That wasn't you making that noise.
I'm not making no noise. I'm here listening to you.
Oh,
Unless what you heard was a fan.
oh, that was a fan. I got freaked out. But yeah, so that's what's happening now. So I told my mom, because my mom even said it, nobody's allowed to touch that cross because it's been blessed. Like it's actually been blessed by a pope. And this is a pope that's no longer in this world. And this pope been friends with my family for centuries. And it's been passed on. Like actually passed on. And I'm the main one that has the actual cross. My mom has the same one, but I found that one. I don't know, but for some reason, I can't remember where I found it at, but it was calling me. So I got it and I gave it to my mother. And now my mom has it in her house. It was like a calling. The cross was calling me. And
Yeah.
for some reason, it was like basically speaking to me. And I gave it to my mother. I don't know why, but I gave it to my mom. So I kept the one that was here. My mom gave me the one that's here because back in the days, back then when I was little, I used to have dreams about demonic shit. But these are dreams that I had with people, other people being possessed and everything, and I was getting nightmares because of that. So my mom gave me the cross. She passed me on the cross and she said, do not let nobody touch this. This been blessed. And I'm telling you, this has been blessed. And it has been passed on for centuries and centuries throughout the whole generation of our ancestors. This cross has a big meaning to it. And you're the only one that has this cross. And I told my mom, I'm not gonna let nobody touch the cross, and this cross is gonna follow me wherever I go. And I'm going to pass it on to my children. And I told my mom when she find that yellow book that I wanted, that yellow Bible, is big. Like this Bible, there's only about 4 of these Bibles in yellow Bible. And my mom is the only one that has it. And she's going to pass that on to me. I told her I want that. Since you gave me the cross, I want the yellow Bible too. That yellow Bible is the only yellow Bible. It's the Holy Bible. And it speaks the actual truth about everything. Because you know how everyone has copies of the Bible?
Yeah. Well, not everyone, but mostly everyone, yeah.
Yeah, and some of them are just like people go to the library, make copies of it, and make it their own Bible. That's why I don't like to go to churches at all, because all these churches they have throughout the world are not real. They speak about some stuff that's not actually truth, and that's not what says in the Bible. They're only going based on what it says on their Bible, but it's not the full Bible. If they actually get the real Jesus Christ Bible and read the actual truth about what's going to happen to the world, what's going to happen to us, and all this stuff, then they could start preaching and speaking about the truth. But I feel like all these churches that's being made and people talking about the Bible and what the Bible said, I feel like they're not speaking the honest truth. That's why I believe what that yellow Bible say. That's why I'm like, it actually makes sense on why people are buried. Because it does says in the Bible that the God sent the devil down to the ground. And where is everybody buried at? In the ground.
Yeah.
So that means that all these people that has been buried is being sent to hell. That's my honest opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong to anybody. But if I'm not correct, If I'm just saying, I'm just speaking my opinion because it does say God sent the devil to hell, to the
No,
ground.
it's mainly just preference, if anything.
Mm.
That's mainly what it is. It's just preference because in, I guess, if you want to call it the New Testament, um, we come from the earth, so us
Yeah, but way
going
before,
back
way
into
before,
the earth
yeah, but
is our
way
way of
before,
salvation.
yeah, but remember, back then, demons never existed. Remember, demons never existed before that one guy decided to become one and started some kind of conflict with God, and God decided to send him to hell, send him down there. God is the one that created hell and heaven.
Depending,
To be
yes,
honest, because
technically,
how is it how does hell happen? How who created hell? Like it like seriously.
Lucifer.
And Lucifer didn't create hell. That's the thing. It's God. If you read the Bible, it literally says that God sent this person, I forgot his name, to hell. That means that God is the one that created that.
Well, it was supposed to be a prison, but he turned it into an empire. So,
Exactly. So when he sent Lucifer down there, Lucifer, instead of it being a prison, he decided to turn it into hell and made it into the worst hell. So that means that God is the one that created that and made that happen, like he made heaven. But other people are stating that there is no hell and no heaven, that is just a dark portal, a dark place that's in somewhere and beyond. So our spirits and everything is basically in a galaxy world, just traveling till the new um, world gets created. But it would be cool if somebody dies and they get reincarnated the next day. That would be cool. Because if I die, I want to get reincarnated the next day.
uh, it took him 3 days. So I don't know.
Plus, at the same time, like, how long does it take for somebody to get reincarnated back into this world? That's another question to ask. So if I ever meet a pope anywhere, I will sit there and ask them, how do you know when someone will get reincarnated back into this world, into the earth? How do we know when we come back to this earth? Does the Bible actually predict when those that has been deceased and passed away? Does it say in the Bible when do we come back to this world? To another world, not this world. This world is too shitty. But still, like, does it say it? Does it say when do we come back? When do those that has passed on come back to this world? That's a question that it should be answered. But I would never ask this to any pastor. No. Anyone that has made their own church throughout this world, I would never ask them that question. I would ask that question to a nun, to a priest, and to a pope, and a reverend. That's it. Those are the only people that I will actually ask questions to, because those are the main people that actually do know. Because they do work with the pope, and the pope is the one that trained these people. Those are the actual people that people do need to go see and go to those type of church. Those are the kind of church that I actually want to go to, but I can never find one. I can never find a church like that. I think the one in New Britain was different. The one in New Britain, yes, they have reverends, they have priests, they have fathers. Usually, the Pope do show up out in that church, right, right on the that church by the plaza where McDonald's is at, that big old church. You get you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's the only church that is an actual church, and I've been in that church one time. Because when you go in there, oh my God, the first time I took a foot in there, it felt different, but it felt different in a good way. Like my body felt weird, like a whole weight just got lifted off of me. And in the middle, once you walk in, there's this, I call it the bowl, and it has holy water in it. And you have to, like when you go in, you got to dip your finger on it, not your hand, your finger, and mark a cross on your forehead and on yourself. And after that, you go in and you pick what, you don't have a assigned seat. You can sit anywhere. And then you just sit there. You have an option of praying, or you just have an option of just waiting for everyone to show up. And you could just sit there. Like every day, that church opens up for anybody to come in, and they're welcome. And at the same time downstairs, they do the food pantry, and they feed the homeless too. And usually downstairs, they'll have the homeless sleep. And the pastor, the priest has a room there too. That's the only church that I will go back to, because they actually do have the actual Bible there, and they do actually speak the truth about God and heaven and hell and all that stuff. They actually speaks the truth. And then the baptism and all that stuff, they do the actual baptism, how God used to do it back in the days, you know. But when you go to other churches, they don't do it the way these churches do it. Because when I got brought into the church, I was baptized the correct way. I had a drink from a cup that looks like blood, but it's actually grape juice. I ate the round piece of bread. They had marked a cross on my forehead with blessing oil. And then I was baptized. They dunked me in the water in this big pool in the church there in New Britain. And then in Meriden, I had the same thing happen to me too. But I don't think that church is no longer there anymore. Like those are the only two places that I have when I would return back to when it comes to church. Those are the only two locations I will go back to. But any other church, if any other church doesn't top that church and it's not the exact same thing as that church, I'm not taking a foot in there. I'm not. Because I can't go into a church and they're speaking about things that I know for a fact that's not what was taught to me. That's not what was said to me. That's not what God would say and everything. Because there's people out here in this world that use God too much, and they say, well, God wouldn't like if you do this. And I'm like, well, that's not what it says in the Bible. Because in the Bible it says God shall not judge, and you're judging. Because God will never sit here and say, oh, it's okay for you to judge that person. It's okay for you to judge this person. No, God never judged anybody, especially their color of their skin, especially whatever they end up doing. God doesn't judge them. God forgives them.
Yeah. I don't remember where exactly that is, but
And the Bible does say is that thou shalt not judge. There's different Bibles that says it. Every Bible, if you find the real Bible, it will say it. It will actually say it. It's a black Bible. It's an actual black Bible. Not the Bible, those black Bibles that you buy at the store and then, okay, yeah, this is the real Bible. Okay, it is the real Bible, but does it actually have the correct pages? The black Bible that I'm talking about, it has gold on the side of each papers, going around each papers. That's the actual Bible. If it doesn't have gold on it, that's not the Bible. I have Bibles here and everything, which it does have half of the Bible on it, but it doesn't have the full, complete Bible. Why you think the scientists are studying the Bibles and trying to like understand the Bible and understand God and all that stuff? They literally found another piece of the Bible in the water, and now they got it in the museum and they're trying to study it and understand the language that God spoken.
Yeah.
Mm. That's why why you think God created us to speak different language?
Why?
It says it in the Bible. That's why people got to start finding. People needs to actually find the real Bible, the real actual Bible, because the real actual Bible speaks about the language we speak. It does speak. How you think the devil is able to speak different language? How you think God could be able to speak the different language? Because the devil is actually not a devil. The devil is actually a human person that God sent down to hell. It's not even hell. It's just underground. God sent him down to the ground, and he spoke he spoke the same every language that God spoke. God speaks multiple different languages, not just one language. And in this world, what God did, God decided to create a world with different language. So he passed his language through the whole world. So now everybody in this world speaks different languages. People speak just American. People speak African, Jamaican, Spanish, Spanish. They speak Honduran. People have different type of languages. At the same time, everybody got different culture, religion, but they're still worshiping the same person. So like myself, I got my Buddha. My Buddha is what? Still considered as God. Everybody, and I still believe in Virgin Mary. I pray in Virgin Mary, I pray in my Buddha, and I pray to God. So you're still praying in the same person. You're still praying the same person. A lot of people may think you're not, but you are. Buddha is God.
Yeah.
The little pendant that the Muslim be carrying, it looks like little star shit. They pray on that, but they still praying on God. And that's a lot of things. That's what some people don't understand. Any religion that you are and you pray, you're still praying and worshiping God. You're still praying in God. Indians, Iraqi, Pakistanians. I don't know if it's Indians or Pakistanians. Yeah, Indians and Pakistanians. How they pray? They pull the rug out and they pray with their knees. They're praying to their God, but their God is a different name. That's why they said that nobody knows if God is a woman or a man. They don't know. The same thing as devil himself. Nobody knows if it's a shape of a man, shape of a woman, shape of a goat. Nobody doesn't know what God is and what Lucifer is. Nobody doesn't know, but only in the Bible it does say exactly what God is and what Lucifer actually is. And there's an image of it there. That's why I'm glad that my grandma brought me to church and she taught me a lot of stuff, because I learned a lot. a lot. And that's why like people have questions like, what if this, what if that? That's why I'm just like, if people are buried 6 feet under, what does that mean? They're in hell now? Like why do people choose to bury people instead of cremating them? What's the difference of burying somebody and cremating them? What's the actual truth about burying somebody and cremating somebody? What's the actual truth? Some other people say that if you bury somebody is a sin. If you cremate somebody is a sin. If you keep the body out in the open, because there's other countries that there's other people that when their loved one pass away, they don't bury them. They mummify them. They wrap them up. And then when it's the time of their birthday or all this stuff, they unwrap them. I don't know if you ever seen those type of videos on TikTok, on Facebook and TikTok, but it's been suffering up. And then there's other religions that they have to sacrifice a person in the family and they got to wrap them up and bury them alive. Like, it's crazy. Like, throughout this whole world, everybody got different type of burial, religions, and all that stuff. And I'm just like, if you bury somebody alive, isn't that considered a crime and a homicide and a sin? Can't they go to jail for that, for burying somebody alive? Like, and like that's the thing. Like, there's so many questions on what's going on in this world with the different type of religion. But there is Catholic and there is Christians out here that still judge people and still start doing things. Like my son's grandmother, well, she's not his grandmother at all. Like, I already disowned her out of my son's life, Ricky. She's Christian and she be judging the hell out of my family. And my mom even went at it with her that one time because I didn't want to stay in the house because they were abusing me. And my mom was like, oh, you Christian, you go to church. You know, by judging someone and abusing somebody is a sin. You judging us because of why? We all bleed from the same blood and we all worship the same person. And we pray on the same person. You go to church and you're committing a sin. Because God, in the Bible, doesn't say that God judges those. No, we don't. It does not say that. It says, "Thou shall not judge," or "These shall not judge." God shall not judge. Like, no, it's in the Bible. Clearly says no one should be judging no one, anybody. And what she's been doing is she's been taking her Christianity too serious to the point that she flipped the verse of the Bible and she does it the wrong way. And then then a lot of karma and bad things starts to happen to her. Her sister passed away and I met her a few times. Within a week or so, she passes away. And I'm like, she just came down here from Puerto Rico, moved in and everything. How the fuck she died so fast? Like, was she actually sick? Because she was perfectly fine. There was not much issue happening to her. But it just like makes sense how her sister started judging people, and then all of a sudden your sister passes away. Like, I'm like, that's why I tell people, you got to be careful what you do, because karma works in so many different ways. You do somebody bad and you treat them wrongfully bad, you're going to get the karma. And that's why I be telling people, you got to understand your karma. And you got to understand how your karma works with you. Because there is times that karma will work with you in a good way, and there is times that karma will work with you in a bad way. So anyone that does you wrong, karma is going to have your back and give them the consequences that they deserve. But if you reverse that karma is going to come to you. but you're going to get something that you're not going to like. So karma could take somebody out from your life. That's why, like, I regret all the bad things that I have done to a lot of people and to my own kids. Like, I regret everything. Like, I regret a lot of stuff that I've done. And I always tell people I wasn't perfect in the past. I wasn't perfect mom or anything like that. Like, nobody in this world is a perfect dad, a perfect mom. Everybody does mistakes. Everybody regrets the things that they have done toward themselves, toward the other people, toward their children, all that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Are you watching a movie?
No, I'm just watching.
Why do I keep hearing somebody talking in the background?
One over here.
I actually heard like a woman's voice.
Not over here.
There's nothing here.
Oh, your voice I'm hearing is yours.
But it all like it all makes sense with everything that's happening in this world. Okay. So far I end up getting 304 people, and I made the people that I paid in total 1620 for the employees.
Okay.
The revenue I made $12,492.64. Total expensive $25,137.60. Total profit 12,644 $644.96. So I spent over 25,000 on stuff, and 12,000 out of the profit that I made, but they taken out. And that's to pay off the property and all that stuff.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No, it's not done. Where are you at right now?
Level 61, day 204. And I got $70,000. So that's so far we have. But I just wish it would allow us to like add apples and all this regular stuff. Like if it's a supermarket simulator, they need to add apples, bananas, grapes, more vegetables.
Okay, so we wrote down all the licenses and see what they have.